Hi there. Welcome to our second Qube online demo for the 6.8.0 release of Qube that's coming out on August 11th. And just as a reminder, we went ahead and updated the release date from July 27th to August 11th. So it's a couple weeks later. We made that announcement during our last demo, so just wanted to make sure that you guys heard. Again, for anybody who is new to the Hangouts on Air, if you're watching, the streaming broadcast, a reminder as always that there is a roughly 15-second delay. So anything we say takes about 15 seconds or so to get to you. So when we open up the field for questions, or if you have questions you submit during the broadcast, just know there'll be a delay in us getting that question and then go ahead and answering it. But we will let you know when we receive it, and of course when we're giving you the answer. So, and at the end we'll leave a little bit of time for questions, and if nobody says anything, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. So today's demo will also be pretty short. We'll be going through just a slide deck, and then we have a video demo of the new Qube UI. So we will be at Siggraph. Runs from the conference from August 9th to 13th, the exhibition from the 11th to 13th. It'll be in LA this year. We'll be at booth 801, so please come by, say hi, or if you have questions, we would love to talk to you. We'll also be we organized a Birds of a Feather event to discuss the pros and cons of Studio Cloud rendering. So we'll have some industry representatives from Google Cloud, one of our clients, Art Productions. We anticipate more folks will be joining us. So we'll have some industry experts there. And of course, this event will be held on August 11th in room 507 of the LA Convention Center from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So we hope we get to see you guys there. And if you have any questions about our presence at Siggraph, just let us know. A reminder, I think we sent out an email about this, but also wanted to go ahead and remind you in today's demo that we recently revamped our online forms for license rental and subscription. So if you already have the Qube-based package, you can go online and with your credit card rent additional licenses for your workers and expand your capacity right away. So this is at pipelinefx.com, and it's on the pricing page. We also have a new addition to our Pipeline Effects University series, which is on our QubeTube page on our website. And this is a tutorial about how to use QBlocker. And if you're not familiar with QBlocker, it's basically locking machines so that they don't become allocated part of your render farm, so that they're not workers. Just in case there's desktops that you don't want touched, or certain machines that you don't want to have brought in as part of the render resources, QBlocker helps you manage that. So you can go ahead and check out our tutorial, pipelinefx.com/QubeTube. Aside from what we're going to show you with the Qube UI here after the presentation, just wanted to announce some updates around package and platform support. Package support in 6.8.0, will include support for Modo 9, support for Houdini 14, and then we are adding the Mac OS and Linux OS support for Red, which is the Autodesk. We use an automotive design software. We'll also be introducing a new job type, for Toon Boom's Harmony. And you can take a first look at this during the week of Siggraph. I think we'll actually be in the booth with Toon Boom, so it'd be good if you have questions, you can ask both of us. And finally, we'll be adding support for CentOS 7. This is currently in beta testing with a few clients. So we're hoping to, get whatever feedback they may have, make any changes, and when we release in production, it's nice and solid, but expect to see that in 6.8.0. So that was it. As always, if you have any questions about sales, go ahead and send us an email at sales@pipelineeffects.com, or if you have any technical or support questions, go ahead and email us at support@pipelineeffects.com. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over so that we can run video of the Qube UI. John, if you're ready to go ahead and run that.
Hello, my name is Brian Knudsen. I'm a developer at Pipeline Effects working on the new Submission UI for the new Qube UI. Until the new Qube UI is released, Submission UIs will show up first in Artist View. As a bit of background, Submission UIs are based on Python dictionaries. So creating a new Submission UI is as simple as creating a new Python dictionary. Those Python dictionaries are loaded from Python modules or Python scripts. Being that they are in a module that's executed, the module can do anything. So if you wanted to, for example, set values in the Submission UI based on your production tracking system, assuming you can connect to your production tracking system through Python, you can set those values based on any sort of query that you can do it with. One of the big features of the new Submission UI is the preferences system. Preferences are now stored in the main Qube database, so any Submission UI or any interface that can see a job list can also see the preferences. Preferences can be stored at the user level, or they can be stored for all users. They can also be stored at a common tier, which means they're stored for all Submission UIs, or they can be stored only for the Submission UI that you're dealing with at the moment. Submissions preferences also allow for parameters to be hidden. They also allow for parameters to be mandated. So if I choose to set a parameter for the facility and not allow anyone to change it, I can now do that. I can also set parameters and make them hidden so that users don't even know that parameter exists. The parameter is still submitted with the job. However, the user doesn't know that it's ever there and they can't change the value. So with that, let's go through a demo of how the editing system works for the preferences. So in a Submission UI we have here, and by the way, this is still under development, so look and feel may change as we before release. But if we're in the Submission UI here, we just go to File, Enable Editing. You know the Submission UI changes just a little bit here. We have the tier at which we're editing. Again, we can edit either the preferences for this specific Submission UI, or we can edit preferences for all Submission UIs. So for example, if I wanted to change priority for every type of job that we submit, I would change it at the common level, and all Submission UIs will see the value that I've set. If I wanted to change only, for example, the concurrency for Nuke, then I can do that. It will change just for Nuke, but it will be different for Maya, for 3ds Max, or Houdini, etc. I can also change, if I'm an admin, I can also change values for myself, or I can change values for all users. If I am not an admin, I don't have the all users option, so I can only change those preferences for myself. You'll also notice that some of the parameters are grayed out. Their options, while green, which denotes that a preference has been set for this value, their UI is disabled, so I can't click on this or edit it. Those parameters have been mandated, which means that I can't change the value. Now, if I'm editing the Submission UI, especially if I'm editing as an admin, I may want to remove that mandate. I can remove the mandate if I've selected the level, the preference level, which is the combination of the tier and the user. If I've selected the level at which the mandate has been set. If I've selected that level, then I can change the mandate. If I haven't selected that level, then I can't change the mandate. In other words, once a mandate is set, it can't be removed unless it's removed from the same level at which it was set. To make more sense of that, I am now editing at the specific tier for the user pipeline effects. That means I'm editing specifically for the Nuke submission dialog, the user pipeline effects. Also notice that the priority has been mandated. If I try to edit it, you can see here that that priority has been mandated, and I cannot change the fact that it's been mandated. However, I know that this parameter has been set at the common tier for all users. So if I change to the common tier, and because I'm an admin, I can change for all users. Now I can edit this parameter again, and you'll see that the mandate is changeable. So I could then remove the mandate if I so chose. Okay, and let's look at editing interval parameter. So for example here, if I edited the retry delay, I can simply change the value, click submit, and you'll notice that now we have an update. So if I disable editing, see that parameter is still there. It's set just as my preferences dictate. And again, I haven't had to make any settings changes for these preferences systems, for the preferences system to work. Preferences are automatically loaded, assuming we can see the supervisor. And again, you can see the supervisor if you can get a job list. So I've changed that for just myself, but let's talk about changing it for everybody. So again, we're editing just for the nuke submission dialog, but we'll change it because I'm an admin, we'll change it to all users. Here we'll do the same thing. I'll change that to 15. So it's changed to 15 for all users. Now if I switch to a different user, and I happen to be logged in as a different user on Windows, switch to a different user and launch the submission dialog, you'll see that the value has been set for that user as well. Again, that's because I set it at the common level, or not, sorry, not the common level, I set it at for all users across the facility. And again, no settings changes need to be made. This automatically propagates across the system, and the preferences work, think as you would expect they would. And that concludes the demo of preferences. I hope you all enjoyed it. Look forward to talking with you at the next demo.
Okay, big thanks to Brian for that video. Brian's actually out today. He's not with us on the demo. So again, big thanks for that video. That was pretty much all we had to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a little bit of time now, accounting for the delay, remember, for some questions if you have any. I believe you can use the Q&A widget or box in the lower left-hand corner if you're watching this streaming. Okay, well, it's not looking like we have any questions. So thanks again for watching our latest online demo. I'll be sending out a follow-up email after where you have the chance to go ahead and take a survey to give us some feedback and thoughts about the demo so we can continue to improve those. We'll also have a link to the presentation that I went through that just basically talked about the features and stuff like that we'll be adding. And then, of course, you can also send us any questions, send us an email, let us know what you may be thinking. Otherwise, we hope to see you at Siggraph. Thank you.